start the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. All content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
So I am a little bit late to this video, but I finally have found it. So this person used to be a salt creator, used to do content just like the rest of us did, but decided to call us all out. So let's get into it. And my voice is not going to sound the most amazing. I still am sick. I'm feeling a little better, but my voice does still sound like shit. So let's get into this reaction.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are still people in the gaming space, whether it be for monetary gains or because they think they're fighting for some cause to save the video game industry.
Well, most of us are trying to fight to sit here and save the gaming industry. You left it behind. Maybe you still should have continued trying to fight with us.
That have a disease that I like to call Nintendo Switch 2 derangement syndrome.
Oh, did you come up with that all on your own, or did your brethren have to help you out? I swear, you and Harmon Smith are so much alike, and you don't ever want to be compared to him. But you can continue to say we suffer from whatever derangement syndrome you want to. We all know that you suffer from blown out syndrome.
And this syndrome revolves around 3 talking points that are constantly spammed in any comment section saying anything about the Nintendo Switch 2.
Well, then my guess is those 3 talking points must be very important to a lot of people. If a specific product is constantly getting bashed and is constantly being brought up and it's the exact same thing, if it's consistently always the same talking points, then guess what? That means there's a problem.
Even if it's just an okay thing, like I made a review on the Nintendo Switch 2 and I said it's a great product and it has flaws. It's not perfect. There's positives and negatives to it.
Yeah, I sat here and watched your damn review, and you didn't really go over any of the actual negatives that much. You didn't really sit here and talk about the actual true negatives when it comes to the Switch 2, how it's more like a Switch Pro than an actual Switch 2. I'm surprised you didn't give it a 9.8 or a 9.9 like your brother in Switch Force.
Like every product, but my comment section for some people was spammed with the same 3 tiring talking points that these people constantly talk about. So I'm going to debunk all 3 of them in this video.
I doubt you're actually going to debunk them, but will you hurry up and get on with it already? I ain't got all damn day.
The number 1 complaint I hear is you don't own your games. That's the number 1 fucking comment.
Well, I mean, technically you don't. All you do is own a license to actually play the game. At any moment, they can literally take them down if they want to, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
The game key cards, digital games bad, all this stuff, and it's all bullshit.
No, it's not. You do realize there's a movement going on right now called Stop Killing Games. The sole reason because they took down games that sat there people paid for and they want to continue playing them?
Number 1, all of the Nintendo first-party games are fully on the cartridge. I know it's a crazy thing to think about, the Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, the upcoming Nintendo games, the Zelda re-releases, they're all fully on the cartridge.
Okay, and? Am I supposed to applaud Nintendo like a circus seal going, thank you so much for doing the bare fucking minimum? I'm not going to sit here and be like you. I'm not going to congratulate Nintendo on literally doing the bare minimum. It's their platform. Of course they should put it fully on the cartridge. And when it comes to those Zelda re-releases, the Switch 1 version is on the cartridge. If you want the upgrade, you actually have to download it. And the DLC is missing.
And not to mention, the fear-mongering around digital games is driving me insane. People want to act like there's this great precedent.
Personally, between me and you, I don't really think anybody gives a fuck what's driving you crazy or not. If you're tired of hearing about it, then maybe you should do something about it. But I don't think you're that kind of guy.
Of digital games being taken from you, when that is not the case at all.
You know, I wonder if he would have still made this video after the fact, because it's just very ironic that he made this video right before the whole Stop Killing Games movement. But I would really love to know what he actually has to say about that one.
I still have access to every single digital title I've purchased from the start of digital titles being sold on consoles. I still have access to my Wii library, digital library. I have access to my Wii U digital library.
Okay, congratulations. Do you want a brownie button or something? It looks like you bought a game that they have not delisted yet. But what about the other games? Are you denying that there have been people that have bought in games, a digital version, and they're not allowed to play them anymore because the company decided to delist them?
I have access to my Xbox 360 and PS3 digital games that I purchased. I still have access to games I bought on Steam from years ago, like Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic.
Okay, and like I keep saying, no one really gives a shit what you still have access for. There are people that are literally losing their rights to play the game that they purchased. If you bought the game, you should be allowed to play it indefinitely.
These games are not being taken from you. If they were going to steal your digital library or games away, they would have done it already. How long ago did the Wii come out?
Okay, and guess what? There was a game called The Crew where they sat here and delisted it. It doesn't matter if it's the Wii or who it is. If it's one game, that's still too much. The people bought that game, they should be allowed to play it.
Last time I checked, it was almost 20 years ago at this point that the Wii released, and they have not taken away access to these games. And Nintendo, you know, would be the first ones to do it, and they haven't done it because they're not going to.
Never say never. I'm pretty certain the people that bought those other games that got delisted on the other platforms, I don't think they thought at one point it was going to happen.
They would have done it already. This fear-mongering around the fact that you don't own your digital games, bro. Here's the thing.
Yes, here's the thing. You technically don't.
I have the same access to all of my digital games as the Wall of Virginity people do. Like this photo right here. He has his whole fucking PS3 library.
You know, I just realized this. If he's sitting here hearing about, oh, you don't own your games, I've never really heard this being a Switch 2 problem. I'm pretty certain this is just a universal gaming problem. And why are you sitting here calling people that have a physical collection a wall of virginity? You think people that collect their games, you think they're virgins here?
I have all of my PS3 library. The only difference is mine isn't collecting dust on a shelf. And the funny thing is, I'll probably have access to my digital library longer than he does his physical games once they start rotting away on his shelf.
Yeah, one day those physical games will not be playable, whether the discs get damaged or the hardware gets damaged. Yes, at one point that will happen.
All these companies are also starting to make it an initiative to pull forward your digital games with backwards compatibility. I'll give a shout out to Xbox. They're the best at doing it right now, where all of your games from your older generations come with you to the next console. They realize how important that is for people. Digital games are being embraced, and these people that are acting like...
Yeah, that is a very good thing for Xbox, but I don't know, did the price hikes happen before or after this video? Because if it happened before you did this video, I don't see how you could be defending Xbox after that.
Your digital library is just gonna fucking vanish like Thanos snapped one day. It has not happened. It's been almost 20 fucking years. Even on the Xbox 360, it has been 20 years. That came out in 2005.
That is completely irrelevant. I would actually be agreeing with you if no game has ever been delisted, if no consumer has ever lost their rights to play a game after they have purchased it. But guess what? It has happened.
The fear-mongering needs to stop. People need to stop acting like the digital games just go away and you don't have ownership of it. Oh my God. Yes, you do.
No, you don't. The companies say otherwise.
They have not ever taken this away. Stop the fucking fear-mongering with this.
No fear mongering, just spitting facts. Finally, he gets into number 2. God damn, it took you long enough.
Number 2, the MIG switch and bricking of Switch 2s. I swear to God, the amount of times I hear that Nintendo can just brick your console. Oh my God.
They can. It's literally in their end user license agreement. Did you not read it or hear any of the videos that people have came out about it? They literally have been doing it. Now, technically, they've been banning them, but in 2025, a ban and a brick is pretty much exactly the same thing, because if you can't access it online, it's useless.
That doesn't happen. 99% of people that just use their Switch 2 the right way, you're not going to get your fucking system bricked.
Can you please sit here and explain what the right way to use your own property? Okay, you bought that property, you own it. Nintendo doesn't have the right to damage your property. You do understand that. When they ban your system, that's essentially damaging your system. If you want to pop a MIG switch in there, it is none of Nintendo's business if you want to do that. Now, I will sit here and say this. If Nintendo literally catches you actually in the process of hacking their server and they ban it, I don't think anybody would sit here and complain. That is completely acceptable. But when it comes to the whole MIG switch crap, it has nothing to do with their security. They're just not liking that you're playing pirated games. Guess what? It is none of their business what you decide to do with your own property. And if they really want to combat the whole emulation scene, then maybe they shouldn't, number one, stop ripping everybody off with these overpriced games. And number two, stop keeping on one platform. If they went to other platforms and made a third party, guess what? There would be less piracy. People will more likely be able to buy them.
People that are using MIG switches that want to pretend like everyone is legally dumping their ISO files and ROMs from the games they purchased physically.
Some are, but if they're not doing it like that, then it's irrelevant. Like I said, it's your property. Nintendo don't own it. You paid for it.
And then they're getting bricked. Dude, stop lying to yourselves. 99% of people that are using MIG switches have illegally obtained their ISO files. They're not dumping their own physical copies of games you own.
I mean, do you have any proof to back any of this up? Do you have any actual factual information to back up that 99% of people using the MIG switch are doing it for pirated games? I mean, I don't think that's actually true. There are probably some people, I'm not going to lie. There are going to be some people that are going to do it. There's always going to be some people that aren't going to care about the law and they're going to break the law. But there's no way that you can definitively say, oh, 99% of people are doing it. No, that's not how that works. You need actual facts, so you need to back that shit up.
But again, no one wants to look in the mirror and blame themselves for the current situation they're in. If you didn't illegally download games from the start, you wouldn't be in this situation where these safeguards would have to be in place, just like with the stores.
When you have a consumer who is legally doing something correct, isn't doing anything illegal, they should not be punished for a bad few people. That should not how society should never be like that.
When someone starts mass robbing the stores, everyone kind of gets punished because shit gets locked behind the glass walls and it makes it inconvenient for everyone else.
I mean, it does suck, but there's one big thing that you're negating to tell. When it comes to the store, you don't own that product yet. You haven't purchased it. It's not like you bought something, they took it from you and put it behind that glass thing. When it comes to that game, or when it comes to the system, you bought it. Okay, so there's a huge difference.
But in this case, most people don't use MIG switches, so it doesn't affect like 90% of people who own Switch 2s.
It doesn't matter how many people use a MIG switch or how few people use it. Even if one person uses it, the MIG switch is legal. And the simple fact is they bought the Switch 2. It's their property. It's not Nintendo's.
And if you are someone who uses a MIG switch and legally backs up their game files on it and you're getting screwed over, you should be pissed off at the people who are doing it the wrong way.
No, because it doesn't matter. Okay, if someone sit here and is doing something illegal and I choose to do it legally, I'm not going to get mad at them for doing it because I understand why they're doing it when it comes down to it. But it doesn't even matter if I understand it. If I sit here and decide to use it and then I get my system banned or bricked, I'm going to get mad at Nintendo for doing that because it's not their property. That's when it comes down to it. They shouldn't be legally allowed to do this. And it's still ironic that you made this video directly before that one person literally got his account banned or his system banned for playing a pre-owned game. He literally bought that pre-owned game. Yes, someone down the line decided to back it up at some point, and then Nintendo was registering two different, copies of it. But like I've said, it's irrelevant.
You should be pissed at the people that constantly spam the "it's always morally right to steal Nintendo games."
I mean, if you don't actually own it, then it's not technically stealing. And you know what? When a platform wants to rip people off, overprice certain games, and when you get to the point where you're priced out, I don't blame them for doing it. And I've said this many times. I don't care if people pirate games. It's not going to affect me one little bit. Whether someone chooses to buy the game or chooses to pirate it, I'm not going to care. I'm still going to play the game however I choose to play it, and I'm going to enjoy it.
No, it's not. Like, if you want to download GameCube games and stuff, whatever, they're not actively selling those. But for the people that constantly champion theft,
I'm pretty certain that those sites that just got shut down by the FBI, I think some of them were actually having retro games on there.
and stealing brand new games, it's a fucking embarrassment. And if you're someone who actually legally backs up your ISO files to your MIG switch, you can make it easier on yourself. Maybe just have one cartridge instead of like fucking 5 of them.
Completely irrelevant how many cartridges you want to use.
You should be upset at the people doing it illegally and running around championing it like, oh, it's right to do it, acting like they're fucking Robin Hood or something.
Well, I mean, they kind of are. But you know what? No, I'm not going to sit here and get mad at them. If I choose to legally use a MIG switch, I'm going to get mad at Nintendo because guess what? It's not their property. I bought the Switch too. I should be allowed to do whatever I want with it. Of course, within reason. I don't think I should be allowed to use it to hack Nintendo server. I'll agree with that one. I should not be allowed to hack into their eShop and try to download a bunch of, personal information of users. I don't think you should be allowed to do that. I think most people will agree. But outside of that stuff, if I want to sit here and jailbreak my system, guess what? It's my system. I bought it. It's my property.
It's so fucking cringe, and you're taking an issue that 99% of Switch 2 owners will never run into.
The only thing cringe here is how much you've been blown out by Daddy Nintendo.
And trying to make it like it's a fucking mass market problem for people. Stop stealing games. Actually go out and purchase the games if you want them. If you don't, then just simply don't buy it.
And if Nintendo can't tell between a legal copy and a pirated copy, then guess what? Just don't do it. It's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. Don't sit here and brick people's consoles because you choose to. There we go. We can use your logic. You know what? Your logic does make sense now.
But stealing, it's not the answer. So number 3, $80 video games. I swear to God, there is not a debate that is more tiresome at this point than people still bitching about $80 games.
Well, if you're so tired of hearing people complain about it, maybe you should do something about it. Maybe you should have sat here and helped fight against it instead of bending the knee. It is completely ridiculous. No game is worth $80.
If you don't like the price of the game and don't think it's worth it, just don't fucking buy it, dude. It's really not that hard. You don't have to sit there and throw a temper tantrum about it. You're not changing the fucking world.
Bitch, please. Do you not realize that we sat here and pushed back against those game keycards and now Sega's gonna release Crossroads on a physical cartridge? Guess what? Bitching and whining actually does work. I understand that's hard for your pea brain to understand, but $80 games is ridiculous. No game should go up to $80. With your mindset, we're gonna have $100 games soon.
It's just fucking video games, man. Like for me, Mario Kart World was worth $80, so I bought it.
Nope, not at all. I understand that you actually believe that because you've been heavily influenced to actually believe that, but guess what, my guy? It's not worth $80. In no way will it ever be worth $80.
The Outer Worlds 2 does not look like it's worth $80 for me, so I'm just not going to buy it. I'm not going to throw a temper tantrum about it. I'm not going to cry, bitch, and moan. I'm just going to not play it. It's really that simple.
Yeah, you sit there and say you won't bitch and moan about it being $80, but then you're bitching and moaning about us actually trying to do the right thing and fight for the community and fight for consumers. I find that one very ironic, which I agree. No game is worth $80, even including Outer Worlds 2.
Also, the Nintendo games aren't even all $80 like people are acting like they are. The Donkey Kong Bonanza game seems like an extremely ambitious game made by the 3D Mario team. It looks incredible, fully voice acted. It seems like
it's actually not fully voice acted, so try again.
One of the better Nintendo games coming out. That is still $70. So to act like Nintendo has just raised the price of every single fucking game to $80 is just bullshit.
They have raised quite a few to $80. Have you not realized Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2 edition is $80? Tears of the Kingdom is actually $90. Then if you want the full experience, it's even more for the DLC.
Just don't buy the game if you don't want it for $80. Just wait for a fucking sale. The real thing is there's still morons out there
You're sitting here trying to say that they're morons and you're going to talk about a sale? When does Nintendo ever sit here and actually put their games on sale? They just recently had a sale and you could get Mario Odyssey, which is like an 8-year-old game. It's still $60, but they had it on sale for $40, which isn't really that much of a sale for an 8-year-old game.
That are sitting there saying games aren't even worth $50 or $40. They just want shit for free.
I actually agree. Some people do want shit for free. Now, the people that are saying the $40 or $50, I don't really agree with them on that one. I do think the AAA games, like you got Lost Soulside coming up, Donkey Kong Bonanza, for instance, I do think those games are worth more than $50. You know, I think the sweet spot is about $60, to be honest. But people that want it for 40, you know, hey, I don't think that Bravely Default is really worth $40 right now. I think that's a little too high. I think it should be more like 30, but that's just my opinion.
Dude, get off of it. There are games coming out right now that are well worth $50. Stop acting like games are all trash now. That's not the case.
I wouldn't say well worth it, because when it comes down to it, with your opinion about what games are worth, your opinion means nothing. You think Mario Kart World is worth $80. That's all we need to know. Now, I think 60. I think that's actually a fair price. I want games to go back down to 60. I would love for them to go back down to 50, but I'll be realistic and say 60.
Stop acting like you're changing the world. Stop going on this fucking moral crusade you have over video games.
No, I will not. It's a good thing throughout history there are not cowards like you that want to bend the knee and always sit here and go against what the right thing to do is. There will always be people that are willing to do the right thing.
Put this energy towards something that actually matters in your life, and maybe you won't have to worry about video games so much. You can go back to treating it like a hobby that it is and not your entire life and personality.
I mean, video games are important to a lot of people. Video games have helped people get through some very dark times. And now it's time to read off the members of the channel. We got Koros Objective, Maximilian Pegasus 88, Mad Fox 94, Watari, Shade Milkman, Oh No is Justin, Brian Payne, Jay Wesby 65, Andy Ritz, C-Stars Piplup, Cam, Astria Slane, and Maxim Musil 2400. Thank you so much for becoming part of the crew. And if you truly enjoy this content, why don't you think about becoming a member? It's only $1 a month. You get special emotes, badges, and you get a shout out at the end of each video until it becomes too long, and then it'll be turned into a credit roll. And also, I got an awesome merch lined up for you guys. I got amazing shirts, hoodies, I got coffee mugs, I got desk mats, I got a bunch of different kinds, so why don't you check it out also. And please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, stay vigilant.
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hungry.